up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. I'm back. We back. We back again. Check it or wreck it. Let's begin. Party on, party people. Let me hear some noise. Is that how it goes? Party over here, party over there. Whoop, there it is. We down here, honey. I have to make another run. Every time I get in my car now, I think about somebody, that one person who asked me, do I be driving around aimlessly? Girl, what? Not in this economy with these gas prices, girl. Did I turn down the wrong street? No, I turned down the right street. Yeah, I was just watching that clip of T.I. saying that he understands, or he knows what King is going through. He understands that kind of energy. He's going to end up in prison. And I'm just thinking, like, God damn, what did you really set your son up for? Like, if you were a dude that came out of Southwest Atlanta, was in the trap house, rubber band man, hiding the Taliban and all this other bullshit, and then you have children, what are you doing to ensure that there are things in place so that your son doesn't take the road that you took? What did you do? You didn't do nothing. You did not raise your son. You didn't do shit. You let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. You let him start fucking at 15 while you had your Hyman badge out for Deja. You let him do whatever the fuck, and then you let him then he finds his frequency in his peers, right? They're all vibrating at the same frequency. And now they're terrorizing everybody. And then now you come out talking about, well, I know I done talked to him before. I done gave him the whoopings. I done gave him the da-da-da. I done did all of this. I don't know what. Oh, just let the people do with him what they will. Right? Is that how it goes? Listen to Tip.
Did everything as a child you could do to him. So now you're gonna have to go through it. You're gonna have to go through it and get through it. And ain't nothing me and mama or nobody else gonna be able to say about it, man. But I'm gonna love him all the way through whatever it is he's going through. You know what I mean? And shit, man, he gonna learn his lessons. Life you know what I mean? Life is gonna teach him all the lessons that he need to know. And that's the most we can do. That's the best we can ask for. You know what I mean? I know who he is at his core. You know what I'm saying? This shit that he trying to convince himself of things, as we all do as young men and even young women growing up, try to convince ourselves that we are certain things. And in that journey, we find out exactly who the fuck we really is. You know what I'm saying? And it happens when we least expect it, and our lessons come from where we didn't know they were coming from. And it just ain't shit to do. Ain't shit to do, man. Time is gonna be his teacher.
Why weren't you? Why weren't you his motherfucking teacher?
Peaceful, appreciate that, bro. A peaceful and productive day.
Girl, why weren't you his motherfucking teacher? You was around him letting him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And do you see, did it work? You had all the controls in place for Deja. Did that work? Ooh, girl, I know. Let me tell you something. You released your child before he needed to be released. You started to allow society to take care of him. But then I have to think about T.I. and Tiny are his parents. So what kind of hope did we really have? Because the money wasn't enough to protect him from taking the same fucking road, the same pathology as his father. And then he gonna end up in prison is how you just resolve it. Girl, what the fuck did you do? Now, because you didn't do nothing, you didn't do a goddamn thing, and a lot of black parents, if they got the daddy in the house or not, are letting society raise boys. And when the boys get into the community, the men don't have nothing planned for them, nothing at all. And then you blame single mothers. What is King's reason? What is King's reason? You blame the mothers. It's a lot of boys running around just like King did not get raised. But all of the controls and the confinements and the restrictions were placed on the little girls to keep them safe from the boys that you didn't fucking raise. Now we as a society, because you allowed society to raise your child, now we have to deal with his terrorism until somebody decides to either lay his ass down or put him in a fucking cage. Girl, I don't mean to yell, but I just couldn't believe that he was really like, what he say? Listen to what he said.
I know my son.
Do
think
you?
I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama.
Grandmama.
His ass going to prison.
His ass is going to prison. That's it.
Ain't no way
that's it. You don't raise him. You don't do anything. You don't do nothing. You don't do nothing. You let him do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Like literally run around like a wild beast that he calls himself. And then your resolve is he just going to prison. What the fuck did you do? We saw what you did. We saw what you did. We saw what was going to happen to Kang. You gave him the right fucking name. Somebody said T.I. speaks on his son Tariq St. Patrick. I mean King Harris. Ain't that the nigga from Power? I don't watch that show, but I know the name. I know where the name is from. Here's the thing. He lied. Look, girl, let me go. This is on, it's on site. They be having the most ratchet post, honey. Let me go to somebody else. Here, I'll wait till I get to the light. Yeah. That's a lot of black people do that with their black sons. The black sons are not raised. You think that you think life is going to be easy for them because they're boys, and we don't really have to watch the boys like that. Hold on, am I turning right here? Yeah. You don't really have to watch the boys like that because we live in this society where the boys can do whatever the fuck they want. They can misbehave and nobody's going to apply any consequence to them. And they can get access to whatever they want by just existing. But then you have to realize, because you've raised them like that, they now have a sense of entitlement. They walk around acting like they're literally kings. Like you've really created this this collective of narcissists. Because you have fed them a false sense of self. I'm king. You know my name. You know my name. Your mama know my name. I'm king. Just ignorant. It's a lot of little kings running around like that. Just like him. And then the daddy's talking about, well, I guess after I don't raise him, I don't do anything to fucking raise him. I just let him go to prison. Girl, what kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? And y'all be saying the daddies need to be in the home. His daddy was in his home, and look at him. He taking the same path as his raggedy ass, musty ass daddy. He sure is taking the same path. And you would think, oh, somebody lost their dog. They put a big sign, come back home, baby. Oh, like the dog couldn't read. Oh, that's so sad. That is so sad. You understand what I'm saying? After all this time, now you want to, now King, I don't know, I done gave him the whoopings. You done gave him the whoopings, but he done started fucking at 15. And by your words, T.I., if you are a minor and you start having sex, you are now considered an adult, because those are the rules that you applied to Deja. I remember. You want to start like, it's weird. It's like you align the having sex with being an adult, but then you turn your son out at 15 years old. and then wonder why he's fucking going around terrorizing people in the Waffle House, terrorizing people, pulling guns out of backpacks, all this stuff. Did y'all hear about Aries Spears? The only reason why I thought about Aries is because this is where I was when I cussed his ass out the other day. Aries and Tiffany Haddish. What's crazy is when Aries came out with the thing with Lizzo, there were some people online that were like, "Oh my God, I will never forget this skit that Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears did regarding the mind of a pedo," right? And it was called "Through the Eyes of a Pedo," and they apparently used minors in their skit. Not sure why they wouldn't use adults, but they used minors in their skit about seeing through the eyes of a pedophile. And now they have a lawsuit filed against them. Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. Yes. And if you read what Tiffany and Aries have been alleged to doing, and I don't know why anybody's like, if it really happened. No, the skit exists. It was removed off of Funny or Die's platform because it was inappropriate. And if you go back on Twitter and you search Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears, you will see people from 2018 responding to the skit and how uncomfortable it was and how this was not appropriate and how they were actually using minors in their skit. I don't understand why they would use minors. You wouldn't, everybody could say like, okay, you're going to have a skit as off color as it is to say through the eyes of a pedo. But you use actual minors? And you have minors mimicking fellatio? What the fuck is wrong with you? Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. And if you go on YouTube and search Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears, you will see another video called The Cosby Show Part 2. It's another very inappropriate skit with just Tiffany and Aries, just them two. But it's very inappropriate. So the skit exists. It's just been pulled and swiped off the internet. The link, even the guy who was talking about it, he went and found the original link. And if you go on YouTube, it says the video is unavailable. But if you put the link in the search engine on Twitter, you can see people how they were responding to the actual skit. So the skit exists. There's no saying that the skit doesn't exist. It exists. It was posted and removed for being inappropriate. So now these people have a lawsuit. And apparently this woman has been trying to get some legs under this. Nobody was listening to her. She's been online trying to get people to say, hey, back in such and such a time, my daughter and my son were assaulted and asked to do inappropriate things by Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. And luckily, Aries opened his marble-filled, ham-hock, chitlin mouth. He opened his goddamn mouth and, yes, gave it life. And let me tell you something about Mercury retrograde. It will bring things back up. It will bring things back up. And we are in the pre-shadow period of Mercury retrograde. And things come back up. And luckily, he got his fat ass on the internet and was talking shit. And here we are. Let's bring this back up. Thank you for opening your goddamn mouth. Because now we can go back to the time where you allegedly abused 2 children, you and Tiffany Haddish. So now let's talk about that. Oh, yes. Oh, no. I'm going to stay right here. Yeah, definitely. 6C. Yeah, you need to get out of this lane, truck, big ass truck. Girl, yes, absolutely. So what do y'all think about that? You know, the other day I was wasn't I cussing Tiffany Haddish out over here because I didn't like the role that she played, that she plays her shtick, her comedy. I don't really care for her comedy. She reminds me of Kevin Hart in a lot of ways. The comedy doesn't just And I don't like the portrayal of the unassuming hood, round the way hood chick who doesn't know any better and who's goofy and doesn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't get jiggy with that. And that was her shtick when she first came out. I've never been a fan in that way. Also, that she used to get up on stage and act like she didn't know how to pronounce people's names. And that really bothered me too, especially as a creator. Actors understand that their name is really the only thing they have. And for a woman to get on a stage, on a grand stage, and like the Oscar nominations, and then mispronounce someone's name and act like, oh, I'm just this hood girl, I don't get it. That didn't resonate with me at all. I mean, to each his own. Some people like Tiffany Haddish. They said she was really good in Girls Trip. I actually only watched Girls Trip once. I've only seen Girls Trip one time, and I was like in and out. I really wasn't paying attention. Probably need to watch it again, because I know that was actually supposed to be Regina Hall's breakout role, and Tiffany Haddish stole the show. But anyways, I've never been a real fan of Tiffany Haddish's comedy. And the inappropriateness and the inappropriateness, I'm not surprised by it. I always believe the victims, and thank God for Aries getting on a public platform to talk shit about a black woman. And few days later, this story comes back up. And it's funny because before the story came back up, I was online and I saw it. I said, this is going to come out today. TMZ hasn't caught it yet. It was on another blog. And I said, this is going to come back up. This is going to come back up. Is this where I turn? Oh, girl, let me stop right here.